OBS is green. New YouTube is green.
I remember Wish, Nate, and yeah, Ronnie. A happy Father's Day.
Alright, waiting on Twitch to come up. We are having technical difficulty. Do me a favor. Move the cursor up and down one. Yeah, you can stop. Unable to connect. Huh. Okay. Okay, give me a second. I gotta, I guess, delete and add this. So let me. Delete channel. Delete. Add channel. Twitch. Connect Twitch. Authorize. this is really annoying. Let's see. I lost track of my drink. All right, sports fans, thank you for joining us. We've had some brief technical difficulties, but we will now be getting started. It is League 1, Season 15, Week 5. Later tonight, you'll see the Temple Owls face the Navy Midshipmen. But first, here we have the Syracuse Orange facing off against Georgia Tech. We're going to have a quick look at the Georgia Tech roster with head coach of the Syracuse Orange, Coach Spectre. Coach.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to another exciting edition of League 1 NCAA football. Tonight we've got an exciting doubleheader with Syracuse taking on Georgia Tech in the Bandbox, as the stadium is known. The Bandbox in downtown Atlanta, facing off against the academy-style offense of Georgia Tech, coached by former Navy coach Pete Johnson. The second game of the doubleheader will be Navy playing host to Temple in American Conference action. But we're now going to take a look at the Georgia Tech roster. They've got an exciting, super quick quarterback who likes to run. He's getting about 80 yards a game rushing. Definitely a factor in their option running game with that 92 speed. Ponchez Mason, an 89 halfback, averaging 189 yards rushing. They don't pass enough for him to be too much of a factor in the passing game. Gant, one to watch out for. Doesn't get too many carries, but certainly can take one to the house with that 98 speed. Fullback is going to get some carries in this offense, but he's not too exciting. He's a 72 overall. We'd like to make sure that they give him the ball. We'd rather face off against him than other weapons. The wide receiver core has a little bit of speed, 83 and 81 overall, though, with a 78 playing in the slot. While the tight end, very little used. You don't see a tight end on the field that much in flex bones and wing bones. The offensive line from left to right, Charlie Clark at left tackle is a 78. They've got an 82 at left guard, an 89 solid center, a respectable right guard at 83, and an 80 right tackle. A little bit stronger on the right side than the left side. The defensive coordinator is maxed out on perks, so you can essentially add about 5 points to every single one of these defensive players. That makes this defense much scarier than you would think. So we're looking at an 89 left end, an 87 right end, an 88 and an 83 D tackle, a 91 left outside. Here's the weak spot. The middle linebacker is a walk-on freshman, presumably. Might be a recruit. If so, he was an awful one. But that's what they're starting at middle linebacker. We're going to try to pinpoint number 55, who's rated 55. The strength continues beyond that. Henderson should be a 92 after all the perks are factored in. And the secondary is the strength of the defense as such. You have a 92 and a couple of 91s with an 89 as the fourth corner. Strong, free safety rather, being an 83, and the strong safety an 89. Another weak point on the roster is the kicker, who is a 66. So between the middle linebacker and the kicker, we hope that will come into play, as well as the fullback, the 72 fullback on offense. They have a positive turnover differential, so our strategy is going to be to avoid turning the ball over. We'll be a little bit more patient on offense. And then on defense, try to stop this option attack with this super fast quarterback. That does it for the preview of Georgia Tech. We're going to get underway with the play-by-play being brought to you by Coach Ninja, the voice of Syracuse football, for this first game of this doubleheader. We hope you'll stay tuned for the second game immediately following.
All right, thank you, Coach. Number 2, Syracuse Orange, 99 overall against an 84 overall Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Number 6 overall points offense, number 4 rushing defense against the number 3 points defense in the country, number 6 overall defense, and number 4 overall rushing offense in the country. The Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets at 3-0 have a combination of dangerous weapons that, while they might be 123rd in the country in the pass, the rest of it makes them very, very dangerous. A very good defense and a very good running game is a recipe for a good football team. As you can see, the best players on this team, they're calling them Blair, Ponches Mason, and Harvin. That's going to get a boost from the all of the players on defense that are going to get a boost from the coordinators. And Tanuvasa, Neal, and Inoisi only with 2 catches in these first 2 games, but on a hot streak already.
Hi everybody, Reese Davis with you, bringing you the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 pregame show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. Syracuse has been hitting on all cylinders.
That's a brighter yellow.
Games. They've ripped off a string of W's, trying to extend that streak, but the key is keeping Big Mo on your side. We've done all we can do here. Time to tee it up. Let's send it out to Brad and Kirk for the call. David and I will be with you at halftime.
Because in either game, life or football, The margin for error is so small. I mean, 1/2 a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second. On this team, we fight for that inch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch. We claw with our fingernails for that inch. Because we know when we add up all those inches, that's gonna make the fucking difference between winning and losing. Between living and dying. I'll tell you this, in any fight, it's the guy who's willing to die who's gonna win that inch. And I know if I'm gonna have any life anymore, it's because I'm still willing to fight and die for that inch. Because that's what living is. The 6 inches in front of your face. Now, I can't make you do it. You gotta look at the guy next to you. Look into his eyes. Now, I think you're gonna see a guy who will go that inch with you. You're gonna see a guy who will sacrifice himself for this team because he knows when it comes down to it, you're gonna do the same for him. That's a team, gentlemen.
Spanning more than 10 successful seasons and covering the country from California, Ohio, North Carolina, and Virginia, this is League One NCAA football.
Schumacher, he's at the edge. He gets muscled out of bounds 2 yards shy of enemy territory. That's a great return on a surprisingly good kick for a 66 kicker. It's likely the punter in on the kickoff getting that power to force the return by Schumacher.
He just avoids the mistakes. And when you can do that as a quarterback and as a leader of an offense, you're going to move the football down the field.
The quarterback leads the team out on the field for the first drive.
5 wide receivers here for the start of game ritual from the Orange. Lofton catches the 1-yard catch after very little time.
Leading the conference right now, and he has got the attention of everybody in the country, including the coordinator.
It's now 2nd and 9.
It's 2nd and 9. Ball on the 48.
And the handoff to Neal goes right up the middle, and it lumbers for 10 yards through a wide open gap. That's a first down. And into enemy territory for the first time in the game on play number 2. Shotgun wide trips here, looks like. Tanuvasa doesn't have a lot of time, but he gets it out to Neal, who gets 5 yards before being tackled in the flat. Heavy pressure coming there against Tommy Tanuvasa of the Syracuse Orange. Tanuvasa with the scramble. Lots of space to go up the sideline, 22 yards.
Look out this season.
Number 30 comes in at quarterback.
In the red zone now, it's another handoff to Neal. He gets 5 yards this time as the defensive tackle is able to peel off his blocker and puts an arm out and gets dragged with Mo Neal for the last 2.5.
2nd and 5. Ball on the 11-yard line.
Shotgun split looks offset from here. So the play clock clicks down on the 10-yard line, 2nd and 5. Tanuvasa keeps it. He gets across
He's taken down just outside the goal line.
This is the kind
the first down marker and
of coaches love
gets
to
first
see.
and goal from the 1.
Firing on all cylinders.
Five wide receivers now.
Receivers.
Spread out here on the 1-yard line. Tanuvasa scrambles. He's being pursued, and he cuts around inside to start the game. That's a touchdown just after 5:30 in the first.
On their heels, and he just waltzed in for the touchdown. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback.
Good starting field position on their own 48 and flexibility and a great running game. Give a good first possession to the Orange, who now turn it over to the Yellow Jackets, who come out in the flex bone.
And the big fellow with some room. The 30, the 20, the 10.
And that's Jerry Howard, the fullback. We were not too concerned about him, of course, in the presser when asked about them. But he got a wide open gap, and no one was there as a safety valve. And Jerry Howard runs 75 yards for a touchdown, and it's going to even the score up after this point after.
Here comes the kicker to try to tie this game up. He splits the uprights with the extra point.
And that's one play, one drive, and the ball is going right back to the Orange.
Get set to kick this one away. Excellent kick
Deep in the end zone for Allworth. He decides to take it out,
to the 10.
and there's a missed block by number 47, who can't seem to get off his fellow teammate's shin. It's going to start on the 12-yard line now, the shadow of their own goalposts.
This is a fun game, and I think we're going to see a lot of interesting football before it's over.
Tanuvasa, and a flag on the play.
And there's a penalty on the play. Let's see who it's on.
And that's holding. They call it a 7-yard penalty on the offense.
Syracuse got a guy behind center that can really do it all, Herbie. I mean, he's a dual threat. He can hurt you with his feet and his arm. With this guy, it's PYP. Pick your poison.
Bit of a hang up there. Made us worried for just a second. As it's now 1st and 14 after the holding penalty.
From their own 7-yard line, it's first down.
Shotgun normal halfback weak against a 3-3-5 defense here. Tanuvasa with the keeper. Number 55, the middle linebacker, comes in and holds it to a 5-yard gain. And now the Orange come out in a 5-wide set. And over the top, Lofton gets 20 yards and immediately puts his back to the defender to prevent the ball from being dislodged. That's the big escape that they needed,
You don't see it from every
starting on their own 12 and getting a 7-yard penalty on the first play.
First and 10. Ball on their own 34.
Shotgun ace here. Lofton comes in motion from left to right. And that's number 95 there, the end, who properly makes the read and catches Tommy Tanuvasa in the backfield.
Maybe hit the tight end on a short pattern. This D-line is just a bit much to handle at this moment.
From their own 30-yard line, it's second down. They'll spread the field with 5 wide.
And after the 4-yard game, 4-yard loss, Lance Allworth gets 14 yards when Tommy Tanuvasa waits and gets to the slant late and lets Allworth lean over the line. Tanuvasa keeps it, and he's met by 2 men in the backfield this time. Looks like a 4-4 defense there. It's now 2nd and 14 again.
From their own 41-yard line, second down.
Tanuvasa scrambles out, and he's caught up at the line of scrimmage. That's a no-yard gain on the scramble.
He disguised the blitz very well and really made a nice play on the quarterback.
It's now 3rd and 14. Play clock, under 15 seconds now.
So that sack leaves them with some work to do. It's 3rd down and 14. 5 wide.
And they rush out of the huddle. Tanuvasa scrambles,
Here comes the pressure.
and he throws it away.
He looked like he just sort of aimed that one.
Yeah, he didn't look very natural throwing the football there, and the result was an under.
And it looks like we're putting in the second leg. Knight to punt here from the 40-yard line.
Knight is the punter.
Hoffrichter with too much distance for the 40-yard line. They're worried about putting it through the back of the end zone. Knight, younger player, less leg. It hits and muffs. And it is recovered by the Orange on the muffed punt.
Good job of protecting the ball. This defense took advantage of it.
That muffed punt gave 30 yards of field position to the Orange, who hand the ball off to Neal, who loses a yard. But another loss of yards on 1st down makes it 2nd and 11.
From the 32-yard line, it's 2nd down.
Shotgun ace here. Tanuvasa, Neal underneath, who gets 8 yards to make it 3rd and short.
Very solid gain through the air. I'm impressed with the poise of this quarterback and the ability of the receiver to keep his concentration and get his hands on the football.
In the shotgun and 5 wideouts.
And Lofton on the drag route, catches it and cuts up and is tackled for a gain of 8. And that gets a first down. It's the 16-yard line.
From the 16-yard line, first down.
Handoff to Neal, up the middle. And that's a 5-yard gain on first down.
With the carry.
Second and 5 now from the 11 for the Orange. Waning seconds of the first quarter.
From the 11-yard line.
Shotgun split big, 4 down linemen, and looks like an under. And Metcalf out of the backfield on the angle, and they don't call him down. They don't whistle it till he crosses the line, lying on his back on top of somebody else.
When the East is in the house. Oh my God. When the East is in the house. Oh my God. When the East is in the house. Oh my God.
Sidelines concerned about a review.
Oh my God. When the East is in the house. Oh my God. When the East is in the house. Oh my God. When the East is in the house. Oh my God. When the East is in the house. Oh my God. Oh my God.
17 seconds remain in the first quarter as Syracuse lead by 7. However, it took less than 17 seconds for Georgia Tech to score on their last possession as Gant takes the knee.
Goes into the end zone, down for a touchback.
I think any good football team has to have an ability to answer, and that's exactly what we just saw. One team scores a touchdown, the other team comes right back and puts another touchdown on the board. This is getting exciting.
Here comes the offense, hoping to erase the memory of the fumble on their last drive.
The defense, I'm sure, will be aggressive again.
And they go back to Howard,
Gets to about the 27.
and almost exactly the same play. They hand off to the same player. This time it stopped after 2. He does, however, break the first tackle.
So at the end of 1, Syracuse leads 14-7. And we're back for more action here in quarter number 2.
And we see more flexbone here to begin the second. Howard, again, this time he gets 6 yards to make it 3rd and short.
It's 3rd down, and this offense is about 3 feet away.
And we see a goal line
And the goal
here
line defense digging in here.
against the triple option. On the 36-yard line, there's motion. And that's a 0-yard gain. And that's a big defensive stop. And forces the punt on 4th and 1. Schumacher's underneath it. And he makes a spin move to beat one guy. Gets an 11-yard return.
With 1 quarter down, I really haven't seen too much separation between these two squads. Might be neck and neck the whole way. Syracuse is up 7.
And Tanuvasa, he's on the outside.
He's to the 40. He's at midfield.
And he escapes the second layer. We're just talking about a quick possession for the Yellow Jackets, and it's Syracuse who go bang, bang, bang downfield.
Oh, man, is there anything he can't do?
He's got it all. Great arm, tons
the mighty Battle Cat, and I became He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. Only 3 others share this secret.
This one's going to be down in the end
And
zone.
Gant taking the knee. It's a Yellow Jacket ball once again. 6:57 remain in the second. It's 21-7.
You think about the challenges these two teams are facing. On one side, you've got to find a way to keep building on your lead, and on the other side, you've got to find a way to get back in it.
And the handoff is to Gant. Or the pitch, I should say. He sheds a tackle. No one's catching him. Oh, that's a touchdown-saving tackle by Champ Bailey on Xavier Gant. He just can't seem to get up to full speed as the pitch gets to him, and he breaks that tackle. Big play by Champ Bailey. And it's now 1st and goal from the 3.
First down, and they come to the line with a 1st and goal. Got to be careful of a pass play with this defense. And he's tackled.
Howard, they say 2 yards, but tackled short.
Yard gain. From the 1-yard line, 2nd down. Defense in their short yardage package.
And it's a loss of yardage for Howard. And those 2 yards go right back to away from the goal line.
Big play here for both teams. It's 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal from the 2 now. Still flex bone
Here with a goal line
from Georgia Tech. And it's a 0-yard gain to Howard. That's a big stop. That Champ Bailey tackle, now a 4-point tackle.
The kick is up, and he got it. Let's throw it out to Reese now for a studio update.
You will not believe what just happened in Chestnut Hill. This one's been entertaining us all day long. The Hurricanes have a lethal pass-catch combination for a touchdown.
Georgia Tech kick this one off. He kicks it off.
Allworth underneath it, middle of the letters. Lex to take it out.
He's to the 10. And he's taken down at the 14. Syracuse offense is just clicking on all cylinders, Herbie, right now. It's everything they planned for, and it's all working.
Everything is coming together for this offense. They seem to be getting better with each series. And, this game started where this team was, they wondered.
1st and 10 on the 14. It's 5:21. Lofton in motion from left to right. And Tanuvasa slips through a Wolfpack of 3 defenders and makes a pitch to Lofton. It's a 22-yard gain. And it looked like it was about to be blown up in the backfield there for a moment. But he slipped right between the gaps. Great play.
We've got a 1st and 10. Ball on the 36.
Handoff Mo Neal, 6 yards up the gut on 1st down.
6 yards on the carry.
That'll make it 2nd and 4. Number 34 is in at quarterback.
Shotgun split offset here. 2 halfbacks, no tight ends. Tanuvasa makes the pitch. Neal can't escape the closing safety. It's a 2-yard loss.
From their own 39-yard line. 3rd down.
Tommy Tanuvasa now in the eye on 3rd and 7. And he makes the pass to Bavaro, who has dozens of yards of openness at the time, for a massive 23-yard gain.
Can really open things up on the outside for your real speedsters.
From the 38-yard line. It's 1st down.
And it's a flex bone of their own from Tommy Tanuvasa in the orange. Metcalf goes in motion. Tanuvasa keeps it. And it's a 3-yard gain.
It's 2nd down, 7 to go. Ball on the 35-yard line.
Hand off to O'Neal. They say it's 6 yards, but it's short. 3rd and inches. And once again, Tanuvasa comes out in the heavy formation on 3rd down. This time it's 3rd and very short. Hand off to Richards. Gets the 1st down and about 8 more yards. 1st and 10 now on the 20. 2:25 to go in the half.
You've got to be able to have somebody step up and make a big play, whether it's a defensive tackle slipping through a block, a linebacker shooting a gap, a defender in the secondary that's able to make a play on a football. Somebody's got to make a play, and that's what winning. The difference between winning a football game and losing is how you play on 3rd down.
First and 10. Ball on the 20. Play clock is getting low.
Hand off to Neal. Not expecting it. That was a huge gap. And it takes the secondary crashing down to close it. It's now 2nd and 2 from the 12. We are under 2 minutes, both teams, with their full slate of timeouts remaining.
It's the 9th play of the drive.
Bavaro from left to right, 3 yards, the 1st down. It's 1st and goal from the 9, stops the clock for a moment at 1:29. First and goal from the 9-yard line now. Shotgun wide trips. Tanuvasa in the pocket. Lofton coming from right to left, 4 yards, tackled over the middle. Second and goal now from the 5. Live clock is under a minute.
The 11th play of the current drive.
And hand off to Neal. And he gets hit at the plane and powers around. That's a touchdown at 32 seconds remaining.
Running right there. When you get close to the end zone, things get...
I won't stop, but I won't stop now. Can't stop, 'cause I can't stop now. You can hate me, you can hate me now. I hate you too, but I won't stop now. Come on, you can hate me now, 'cause I can't stop now. Come on, you can hate me now. You can hate me now. You can hate me now. Do it now, I told you, do it now. Let's go.
He got all of this one. Great kick.
And Askew takes the knee deep in the end zone. In a 2-minute drill, we're seeing 2 halfbacks here.
Things are on the verge of getting out of hand before we even...
But it looks like, yeah, they're both in the backfield.
Long way in determining what kind of game this will end up being.
And Jones is forced out of the pocket. The middle linebacker, Henderson Jr., makes first contact, but Jay Jones stands up through 4 defenders and eventually gets tackled out of bounds at the 23. Oh no, tackled inbounds, and they call a timeout as we now see tight end weak, or halfback on the weak side in motion, and that's his first pass of the game with 20 seconds left to go in the half, and it was off target. 2nd and 10 now on their own 38. 20 seconds remain in the half. And Green gets into the backfield and gets a sack. And Georgia Tech calls another timeout.
Another one bites the dust, and another one gone, another one gone, another one bites the dust. Hey, I'm gonna get to do another one bites the dust. Shoot up.
Now he's scrambling. They bring the quarterback down.
And another sack. Back-to-back sacks force a punt here. It's going to give 1, maybe 2 plays to the Orange.
Schumacher is the deep man awaiting the return. He gets it away, and this is a really nice punt.
And Schumacher is around the outside.
Around the corner. And they push
He gets 25 yards, but he spends 11 seconds doing it. It's 1 play from the 50.
I think this defense right now needs somebody to try to lift up their spirits. They seem to really be just out there kind of going through the motions. And I think the last time they were out there when they gave up such a long drive has had an impact and an effect negatively on the psyche of this defense.
And they don't snap the ball.
Delayed game, offense. Still first down.
So the penalty makes it 1st and 15.
And they come out in a split big instead. And it's a handoff to Tanuvasa. He breaks outside. He beats 1 layer, but he doesn't get outside all of them. He gets 27 yards and is pushed out of bounds, and that's the half.
And they're just trying to keep this thing close.
28-10, Syracuse. Hi, everybody. Glad to have you with us on the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 halftime show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. Reese Davis, David Pollack here in the studio as always to lend a little perspective to what just went down in the first 30 minutes. David, when we've talked offensive coordinators everywhere, one of their key phrases is chunk plays or explosive plays, whatever the vernacular is. They want big chunks of yardage in the passing game. Well, so far, these two teams are completing passes, but they're not getting chunks of yardage.
Yeah, and unless you make a defense honor the deeper passes, if you just keep throwing screens real quick on the outside and they keep tackling you and wrapping you up, and you're not getting that yards after the catch, then I don't have to back up. I don't have to honor that deep ball. It makes it a lot easier to defend. So they got to find more creative ways to push the ball down the field a little bit, get bigger plays, because it's hard to sustain drives all the way down the field. You got to have those big plays to make it a little bit easier on an offense and get them in scoring position sometimes, or sometimes just score outright from the 50-yard line.
David and I will stay locked in on everything going on in college football. We're going to wrap it up here in the studio. Just about time to get you out to your second half. Brad and Kirk ready with a call.
And a quick look at some halftime stats here for you. Score is 28-10, 11-2 in first downs, and 299-160 in total offense. 200 of that is on the ground for Syracuse. All of it, all 160 is on the ground for the Yellow Jackets. Syracuse is 10 for 11 through the air for 99 yards and 1 touchdown. There's been 1 pass attempt for the Yellow Jackets, and it was an incompletion. The Orange are 3 for 4 on third down, and Georgia Tech is 0 for 3. Both teams, however, 100% in the red zone, although it's a field goal for Georgia Tech, and it's 3 touchdowns for the Orange. It is a turnover. They call it a lost fumble. That's on a muffed punt return by Georgia Tech, and they, because of their real explosive offense, as you'll see, only 3 minutes, 12 seconds time of possession. Tommy Tanuvaso, 10 for 11, 99 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, 90% average, a 9.9% average. Give him a rating of 196.5. Georgia Tech's Jones has a 0 rating because of 1 attempt that was missed. On the ground, however, Howard is 7 for 83 with 75 yards and a touchdown. That's a big part of the game for the Yellow Jackets. It got them their only touchdown. Jones is 3 for 5, and Gant, 72 yards on the ground, is the other big chunk of play. They've got a total of 160 yards, and they got 147 between these two plays. They only got 13 yards other places. 5 of that is from Jones. None of that is through the air. And the rest of it is the other 8 from Howard. On the ground for Syracuse, Tanuvasa is 10 for 128 yards, including 2 touchdowns. Mo Neal is 9 for 42. Lofton has 22 as a pitchman of his own right. In the air, Lofton is 4 for 35. Neal is 2 for 13. And Bavaro is 2 for 26. Metcalf and Allworth each with 1 for double digits. Defensively, Manley and Green, each with 1 tackle for loss. Green's is a sack. Henderson Jr. with the other sack of the game. Defensively, it's Oliver, Williamson, Roof, and Jackson all getting in with a single tackle for loss each. All right, and with that, we'll come back to the second half of your game. Spectre puts it past the letters. Askew takes a knee. Jay Jones slips off the first tackle, avoids the read man as well. That's a 16-yard gain on the triple option. Triple option out of the shotgun that time. Although it looks like they're coming out in a bone set here. It is indeed the flex bone. And motion is left to right. Handoff is to Howard. And it's an 8-yard gain up the middle by Jerry Howard on first down. Motion again by Ponches. Handoff is to Ponches. And he bounces off some defenders for a 7-yard gain up the middle himself. His first carry of the game for the highly rated Ponches Mason.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 44-yard line.
Uneven set here, fake handoff, and it's a pass to Garrett, who dodges a tackle and slips another one, slips a second, and muscles his way through. Anthony Garrett, a big wide receiver, number 87.
Great effort by the wide receiver. And not to take anything away from the quarterback, but the wide
Busts open the defense for a touchdown. And that's 1 minute into the third. Georgia Tech have brought it back to 11 points.
Georgia Tech gets set to kick this one away. Sends it sailing.
Allworth on the bottom of the E. He brings it out. There's good run blocking this time. He gets caught from behind at the 30.
At the 29.
You can call it the 29.
It's a new possession for this offense, so what will it hold?
And Metcalf over the middle, wide open, then the spin move gets him another 5 yards. Make it 12-yard gain on first down, 9 yards short of the midfield.
And you know he's good in the open field.
It's first and 10. Ball on the 41.
Spread flex here, Neal through the middle. They call it 9 yards, 2 feet, 10 inches. It's a fantastic first down. I don't know any coach that would be mad about it. Tanuvasa under center now in the eye. Tight end on the right, on the hash. Handoff is to Neal. Neal breaks outside to the left. He's being chased by 3 defenders. They're running him to the far sideline. He gets 47 yards and is caught just shy, but a huge 47-yard breakout play to the left. First and goal now from the 2.
see another run here as it's 1st and goal.
5 wide receivers come out on the 2-yard line. Tanuvasa scrambling out
Try and scramble.
and standing up through the end zone.
And he hits the PAT. A 4-play, 7
And Syracuse brings it back to an 18-point difference.
Looks like they're ready for the kick. He kicks it off, and he got all of that one.
Gant takes the knee this time.
Down for a touchback. Their last drive ended with a touchdown. Let's see what happens on this possession.
This offensive coordinator's got to be feeling so good about the execution that he's seeing.
Porches comes in motion. Handoff is to Howard. 3 yards and sandwiched between 2 defenders.
To see that actually come into play makes you feel pretty good as a play call.
From their own 28-yard line, it's 2nd down.
And another handoff to Howard. And he's tackled after a 5-yard gain. It's 3rd and 1. And the goal line comes back out onto the field against this short yardage flex bone. Ponchez in motion. And Jerry Howard is tackled, but he rolls over the defender, and they give him the yardage.
He's running very well today, and they've been smart to keep him involved in the rushing attack.
1st down, 10 to go. Ball on the 36-yard line.
And Howard loses 3 this time when he's met in the backfield.
It's not easy to bring down. He finally gets his hands on the football. There's just too many defenders in his face. The guy never had a chance.
So it's 2nd and 13. Ball on the 33.
Jones slipping the pocket. Henderson Jr. secures the solo tackle in space for the sack. Makes it 3rd and 15.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. And another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Yeah. Hey, gonna get to do. Another one bites the dust. Shoot up.
3rd and very long now here for the defense. And back-to-back sacks on Jones.
And they get to him again.
Boy, that's just a great job of getting in there again.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Forcing the punt
The sack, it's now 4th and long.
on 4th and 21.
Schumacher is back deep to return the punt. And this one is a beauty. Got the corner.
And Schumacher makes it 14 yards, just past the 40.
So it's time to see this offense go to work again.
This defense couldn't stop them from moving the ball. And inevitably
Shotgun split
finding the
big this time. 2 tight ends, 2 halfbacks. Tanuvasa keeps it. He breaks the outside, but can't get past the last man. It's a 2-yard gain.
23-yard line.
2nd and 8. Spread formation here. Single back. It is a handoff to Neal. He motors through a gap, 7 yards to make it 3rd and 1. Second player to get 100 yards on the ground this game for the Orange.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll line up with 5 wide receivers.
Neal on the drag route, wide open, 6-yard gain. Into enemy territory.
From the 32-yard line. 1st down. Brought down at the 24-yard line.
8-yard gain up the middle for Mo Neal.
Number 34 is in at quarterback.
2nd and 2 now. And we see 5 wide receivers. Lofton on the drag route, and they call it a 2-yard catch and give him the 1st down. 1st and 10 now on the 22.
From the 22-yard line. 1st down.
Tanuvasa throws on the run to Bavaro, who gets tackled but has a great catch. Wide open, great pass on the run. The defenders peel off and block Bavaro from the end zone. Fantastic play to get 1st and goal from the 1.
And this is the 8th play of the drive.
On the right hash. Comes out in eye tight. And Tanuvasa waits in the pocket and gives the ball back to Bavaro for the touchdown.
It's automatic, baby. It feels so good. It feels so good.
He makes the PAT. So an 8-play, 58-yard drive. And it's good for 7 points.
An amazing drive for this offense. Outstanding execution. If you're the defense, you've got to do something to try to change things up to get this quarterback out of sync.
Syracuse ready to kick this one off. Nice kick, plenty of distance. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. Syracuse coaches just got to be happy. I'd love to coach a kid like this.
Oh, I think these coaches love to coach a guy like this, and another great performance by him individually and for this offense.
Not a whole lot's been working for them so far. They should just come out and play loose and easy because they've got nothing to lose.
It's a screen. And he beats the first tackle, but Howard ultimately loses a yard on the screen. When was well read, and it looks like the Butts. Oh no, I was thinking it might have been the guy who got back up off the turf, but it was not him. But he was close. He was almost the third man if they'd needed him. Second and 11 now. This sort of deficit in the third, now the fourth, is going to lead to a more aggressive style of passing play from Georgia Tech. However, clearly that is not what they are good at. Howard catches the screen and tries to cut back inside the vacated space, and it goes nowhere. Diving defection by Champ Bailey makes it 4th and 11.
Schumacher is back deep to return. He gets it away, and this is a really nice punt. Schumacher fields it at the 27, brought down at the 31-yard line. The Yellow Jackets have really struggled trying to slow down this offense today.
How about this offense? I don't think anybody could have seen them coming into this game executing against one of the best defenses in the country.
Starting on the 31 now, after the short return by Schumacher.
Both teams are playing out the stretch here. You want to get experience for guys who don't.
25-point lead with 7:22 remaining in the game. Tanuvasa scrambles out of the pocket and goes out of bounds after an 11-yard gain on his feet.
He made the correct decision to tuck it and go.
From their own 42-yard line, it's first down.
And again, Tanuvasa scrambles out. This time he steps out of bounds at 3 yards to avoid the tackle. Heads up play on first down. Save himself some rest for 2nd and 7. As they send out Rex Culpepper. Oh, Fran Tarkenton. I'm sorry. It's Fran Tarkenton, not Rex Culpepper here. And he hands off to Neal, who gets 6 yards and makes it 3rd and short.
It's 3rd down, and this offense is about 3 feet away from that first down marker. He fights forward to about the 46.
That's good for a gain of 3 yards. That makes it 1st and 10.
And that gets first down, and we are now in enemy territory. once again, and Vasa steps out of bounds to save the tackle after a 17-yard gain this time on the scramble out of the flex bump.
Touchdown, Syracuse.
This is what an offensive lineman hopes for. An opportunity to
Move up the side and let the man go through. Let the man go through. Move up the side and let the man go through. Let the man go through. Move up the side and let the man go through. Let the man go through. Move up the side and let the man go through. Let the man go through.
They hope to continue their undefeated season. The Hurricanes are out front, 31-28.
Reese, this one was never close, and it's not going to get close. Everyone's all lined up and ready for the kickoff.
To return.
Excellent kick.
And a deep kick forces Askew to take another knee.
And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. And it'll be interesting to see how much fight this team has left in them. This has been a brutal game.
Under center. Only one wing back as Green comes through for his second or third sack of the game. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yes, I believe you're right. And that's a big play there to make it 2nd and 18.
Another one bites the dust, and another one gone, and another one gone, another one bites the dust. Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna get to do another one bites the dust. Shoot up.
Over here after that sack, it's 2nd and long.
And Jones, he's hit, and that, I mean, if there was any time to call intentional grounding, that would have been it. He was well inside the pocket. There was nobody there. No. I'm not sure Green was expecting to hit him so soon, though. That's maybe why he didn't secure the tackle. But he did that time.
They simply have too much speed for this offensive line. They're just too quick off the ball.
Here I am, rock you like a hurricane. Here I am, rock you like a hurricane. Rock you like a
The 11-yard return off of the 3 and out means the ball will start in Yellow Jacket territory for Tommy Tanuvasa, who keeps it on the triple option and cuts back inside for a 4-yard gain.
the 43-yard line.
2nd and 6 now with a live clock halfway through the 4th.
5 wide receivers in the
Tanuvasa over the middle, and the safety gets a hand in on it. And the ball was skied in. It's now 3rd and 6.
Syracuse with a big advantage.
Third and 6 now. Play action. Tanuvasa scrambles, takes it upfield, and slides after about a 12-yard gain. The play action didn't particularly get the defense to bite, but they did cover the receivers and left that middle of the field wide open for the fleet-footed Tommy Tanuvasa. 1st and 10 now from 28-yard line.
First down. They come out in a 5-wide set.
Allworth in the right slot, 22-yard gain, wide open, running down the seam.
That makes it first and goal.
1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Tanuvasa scrambles out, gets to the far sideline, and it puts enough distance between him and everybody else. He can run the remaining 20 yards, 15 yards, for the touchdown.
Everyone I see just walks the walk with gritted teeth, but I just stand by and I wait my time. They say you gotta toe the line, they want the water, not the wine, but when I see the signs, I'll jump on that lightning bolt.
This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, the defensive coordinator made it a priority to put some pressure on this quarterback.
This defense has been bringing the blitz and is having success getting to him. I don't expect any once-in-a-lifetime rallies here.
Two very interesting formations here. A flex bone down by a lot. And it is a running play, and it behooves the Orange to put the goal line on the field, expecting the run.
2nd and 9 coming up here. Ball on the 26. Just under.
More flex bone, more goal line. Another handoff to Howard. And another negative play. It's now 3rd and 11.
With an offensive game plan, if you can take away their ability to run.
Brad Edwards, hand in with the deflection. His teammate, Livid, was going to get the pick. Forces another punt from the Yellow Jackets. 4th and 11. 2:26 remain in the game.
He really got a hold of that one.
Schumacher gets shoestringed after 9 yards.
Syracuse just been excellent on offense in this one, Kirk.
You and I looked at a lot of film this week, but isn't it fun to watch these guys in person? They're not making any mistakes. Great execution. The quarterback's putting the ball on the money.
1st and 10 now from their own 39. It's the worst field position that the Orange have had in a few possessions.
Kill the clock and put this one in the books.
In the shotgun and 5 wideouts.
Tanuvasa doesn't like his looks. He scrambles out. He sees some green space, and he takes the slide inches shy of 1st down. It starts the clock.
No one was open. open, so he made the right decision to tuck it.
He is inches short of the first down. He's a yard short of enemy territory. He's 2 minutes short of a win, as we see the split big. Tanuvasa keeps it. He's got space. He's got one defender to beat. He gets to the edge and is forced out of the edge. A 47-yard gain. That's a big play, and it puts them back in goal position. Mo Neal tackled after a 1-yard gain as the defender gets off his block. He was blocked right into him. Fran Tarkington stays in the game, and Mo Neal gets another attempt, and he gets a touchdown. Georgia Tech gets another attempt at possession of the ball with 1:14 remaining in the game. They've got 3 timeouts. They're down by quite a lot.
Bigger, faster, and stronger than the guy trying to block.
If you want to point to certain individuals as reasons why they're winning, he'd be a good start. Both teams are playing out the stretch here. You want to get experience for guys who normally don't get in the game and try to avoid injuries.
Hand off to Howard, who gets a 2-yard gain, and it starts the clock moving, and nobody seems to be calling a timeout.
From their own 27-yard line, it's second down. Defense in their short yardage package.
Another attempt by Howard, and it's a tackle for loss this time.
Syracuse just took their first time out.
It's 3rd and 9 now.
From their own 26-yard line.
And Syracuse calls a timeout.
Syracuse is going to have to use their second time out of the half. Under a minute left in the game.
Flush from the pocket, Jones, and that's their first complete. No, sorry, must not be their first completion of the game because there he had other good yards apparently. Yes, no, he got a touchdown. It's the second completion of the game to Garrett, second good completion of the game for Jones. It moves the ball downfield.
From their own 45-yard line, first down. They're crowding that line of scrimmage.
Howard, and he loses another yard. And it's now 2nd and 11. Another yard lost. It's going to be 3rd and 12. One more play, live clock here as the game winds down. Jones. And that's a touchdown saving tackle, 43 yards to Greg Lundy. All the passing really seemed to be pretty much in garbage time there. As a 5th consecutive win for the Syracuse Orange. A fantastic play by Tommy Tanuvasa, who broke the school record for rushing yards in a game with 273 rushing. Game turned on the muffed punt in to the end of the first quarter. It gave Syracuse the lead, and they figured out how to do enough to stop the flexbone deception offense to bottle it up and prevent any more touchdowns than the two that it led to. No, sorry, the one that it led to. Another one was stopped for a field goal, and then a outside pass that got broken. Overall, a quality game and a good game on defense once Syracuse figured out what the proper game plan was. 606 yards of total offense from the Orange, 432 on the ground, 174 through the air. That is a relatively unproductive game through the air. 17 for 19 for 2 touchdowns. Two scrambles, they call sacks, yeah. Well, less than 10 attempts for Jones, only 5 completions. 18 for 97 for Howard at the end of the game. 75 of that on his first carry. Gant got one 72-yard touch that was a pitch. Oliver, the strong safety, in on the most tackles. Thank you for joining us. That was the first of 2 games. We will resume shortly with Temple at Navy.
Hello, once again, sports fans. We are ready to get set on our second game of tonight's doubleheader. This is going to be your Navy midshipmen hosting the Temple Owls in American Conference play. Coach Ninja, the head coach of Navy, set to give you a rundown of what you might expect from the scouting report of the Temple Owls.
All right. First off, the quarterback, senior Anthony Russo. He's got good speed and quite good agility and acceleration. He gets about 200 yards a game, and he's 5-1 in touchdowns to interceptions. And he gets about 70 yards a game, has 3 touchdowns on the ground. He's good. He's just all around doing quite well for them right now. And the impact player is showing that. Another impact player, Tyleek Rayner, 92 speed, 94 agility, 98 acceleration. And 72 yards a game and 5 touchdowns to show for it. Anthony Mason, another 64 yards a game and 4 touchdowns. So and 17 to Beck. And they're giving it to the halfbacks. Are they passing it to the halfbacks? 30 yards a game to Rayner and 6 yards a game to Mason. So they're passing to Rayner but not Mason, but they are using both of these backs quite a lot. There's Russo. Okay. 2 Anthony's. All right. And they've got John Baker at fullback. He doesn't seem to be involved much at all. Wide receiver Mack, 33 yards. Quentin Towns, 20 yards. Jonathan Cantrell, 152 yards, but he is injured and out this game. So it'll be likely Moody playing at the slot. He'll be dangerous in the slot because he's a nice big tight end. Good run blocking. Towns, dangerous with that 92 speed, but Cantrell, their number 1 receiver, out with an injury this week. And Moody is their second tight end. Yeboah, 65. They use Yeboah. Their line from left to right is 75, 78, 86, 83, 75. That's not a fantastic line. That's attackable. Defensively, 83 and 79 at the ends. That's pretty decent. But Dan Archibong, the 97 hot streak with a fantastic speed, strength, agility, acceleration, all around incredible defensive tackle. 95, he's going to blow up a lot of stuff. He's our major concern. Left outside linebacker is an 84. Middle linebacker is 69, but he's playing well and an impact player. 87 right outside linebacker. Corners, Tyler is good, but it goes downhill to Ryan and Bruton pretty quickly. 77 free safety. 88 Walls is the best of the secondary, and Bruton is the all-around backup safety position. And backup secondary position, I should say. And linebacker. Brant and Love, decent enough kickers with, decent power. They'll do all right. All right, and that is your Temple Owls. We're going to be concerned about Russo, Rayner, Mason, and Yeboah, and whoever is playing in the slot. All right. Thanks, and we'll take a kickoff here in just a minute.
Welcome back, Germany. Happy to see you again. We hope that life has treated you well in the interim. We've got our second game about to get underway. The Temple Owls traveling to Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium to take on your Navy Midshipmen. 1-0 in conference play, looking to move to 2-0 if possible, facing off against the 35th ranked rushing attack and matching up with them with the first ranked rushing defense and the 43rd scoring offense. Perry is probable. We look to see him in action this game, a superstar player for the midshipmen. Archibong, the stud on defense. Walls, number 2, and Graham Mobley, number 3.
Hi, everybody. Reese Davis with you, bringing you the EA Sports.
The two teams averaging 32 and 33 points per game. We'll see how much home field advantage comes into play in this affair. Here we are live in Annapolis, Maryland. It's a bright sunny day. We'll wait to see what the wind is, but so far looks like good weather for today's football game.
Enjoy everything.
Navy wins the toss, defers to the second half. They'll kick off, and Temple will start the game with the football. Last minute adjustments being made by Coach Ninja in preparation for this terse conference affair.
Teams have sent their special teams onto the field, and we're ready for the opening kickoff.
Kick is up and away. We are underway here in the American Conference. Looks like it might have gone through the uprights. Anthony Russo comes out to lead the Temple Owls offense.
This guy, Brad, is just the intangibles that he brings to the table. We've been seeing this guy make plays over the weeks, but the thing that I really recognize is his ability to really lead this football team. When things are going well, he's patting everybody on the back. When things are not going well, he's trying to pick them back up and getting them ready to go. So not only is he
First play of the football game, and Temple comes out in a spread set. Navy responding with a 4-3 under, a broken tackle, but he stumbles on the defensive end, and that's going to result in a loss of 2. A fortuitous play by the left end on Navy's defense.
From their own 23-yard line. Second down.
Temple coming out here on 2nd and 12. Another running play. Good blocking. He's out to the edge. Rayner is off and running. We'll see if the defender can catch him. He breaks the tackle. It's good for a touchdown. A 77-yard run by Tyleek Rayner on the second play of the football game, and Temple off to an early lead.
And let me add one thing. The offensive line deserves some credit here. I mean, they opened up a huge hole for him to run through.
Awaiting the extra point here. It's up and good. Temple leading 7-0 here after their opening drive. Navy about to receive the football for their opening response. Big upset by Oregon State over Oregon. Sorry, USF.
Nice kick, plenty of distance.
In League One action. The kickoff brought out past the 20. Paul Manson on the 25-yard return. Just past the 20. They'll call it the 20.5, where the midshipmen will take over.
The offense gets ready to take their first crack at it.
Spread set on first down. 5 receivers in play. Reggie Hayes in the shotgun set. Takes the snap, drops back, passes over the middle to Richards. And a solid 9-yard gain on first down. Going to bring up every coach's favorite down and distance. It's 2nd and 1.
From their own 29-yard line, it's 2nd down.
29-yard line is where we find ourselves, just in the shadow of the 30. It's the shotgun wide trips for Navy. 4-man front for Temple. Goes to the edge. Hayes is tackled early, but he falls across the first down line. Gets a fresh set of downs for the midshipmen.
From their own 32-yard line, first down.
Wide trips once again for Navy. Single back set against a 3-man front. Passes on the drag route to McKinley. It's a 5-yard gain. Looks like 4.8 yards on the play. It's going to set up 2nd and 5 for the midshipmen.
It's 2nd and 5 here. Ball on the 36.
Out of the huddle, they break into the flexbone set. No, check that. It's the eye tight. 4-man front for the Owls. Hayes drops back, finds Henry on the pass. He picks up 2, going to be 3rd and 3.
And that's because the defense was just waiting on it and they attacked. The quarterback should have found somebody else downfield.
They need about 3 yards to get the first down here on 3rd down.
3-2 looks like possibly a dollar formation for Temple as they face off against 4 wide receivers, 5 receivers, and Reggie Hayes in the shotgun set. Back to pass he goes, looking, finds the drag route, and Perry is tackled short of the first down. Going to be 4th and 1 on Navy's own, looks like about the 43-yard line.
Including the coordinators.
Special teams unit out on the field. Navy bringing out the leg. They're going to punt the ball away back to the Temple offense.
And this one is a beauty.
It's inside the 20 when caught. Bruton, if you're a Francophile, brings it out past the 25 where Temple will take over. First and 10 at exactly the 30-yard line. Shotgun single back set. Rayner gets the handoff. I wouldn't necessarily call that a broken tackle. It was slightly evasive. It enabled him to get positive yardage. The defender was there, stayed home, and was able to contain Rayner on his second carry.
From their own 33-yard line, it's 2nd down. Temple up 7 points.
Hand off to Rayner again, and he's got the first down and an 8-yard gain. The ball now resting at the 41-yard line for the next series of downs. Out of the huddle they come. It's a shotgun. And back to pass goes Russo, having to scramble. Evades a tackler partially, but the tackler able to keep him from getting the first down. Going to be a 5-yard gain on first down. Now 2nd and 5 from the 46. We're just past the halfway mark here in the early going of the first quarter.
From their own 46-yard line. 2nd down.
To Rayner again, 7 yards up the gut. He's got 93 yards rushing on his first 5 carries. Multiple personnel. They've got a fullback out there, a tight end out there, a halfback out there, 2 receivers, and Temple's in the pistol. The give is to Rayner, but the Navy defense ready this time stops him for no gain. Going to be 2nd and long on the ensuing play.
Second down, 10 to go. Ball on the 47-yard line.
Shotgun Y offset for Temple, 3-3-5 for Navy. Over the middle to Towns. Quentin Towns picks up 13 yards on Navy's first completion. They now have the ball at the Navy 33 with 1st and 10.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 33. Temple is up.
Navy comes out with 3 down linemen. It's a give to Rayner. He doesn't break the tackle. Instead, he's tackled for loss by Walter Little, his first tackle of the game, resulting in a loss of yards. Now going to be 2nd and 11 from the 35. About a 1.5 yard loss on that play.
From the 35-yard line. 2nd down.
Just inside the 35 here on 2nd and 11. Shotgun set with a halfback offset. The give to Rayner up the middle. The defense ready for it. Holds him to 1. Now going to be 3rd and long. Shotgun again for Temple. Back to pass goes Russo. And hits the corner route to Quentin Towns for a 16-yard gain. 2nd catch for Towns. 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter, and Temple has a 1st and 10 at the Navy 17.
This is the 10th play of the drive.
Staying with the shotgun set with the Y offset. Men in motion, and the give to the receiver Moody. Coming in off the edge for the handoff up the gut. Only picks up 1. Now 2nd and long for the Temple offense.
The 11th play of the drive. Temple is up 7.
2 halfbacks, a tight end in the Y position. Handoff to Rayner up the gut and breaks the tackle, falls forward for 15. The ball is on the doorstep of the Navy end zone, but not in yet.
You've already gotten your money's worth.
It's first down. Knocking on the door here.
Navy in a goal line set in the shadow of their own goalpost.
Run here with a goal line defense.
The give is to Rayner. He's unable to get past the defense. There were multiple defenders ready for the handoff to him. It's going to result in second and goal from the 1. Coach Ninja astutely giving his defense a rest here.
13th play of the drive.
And the 13th play of the drive finds Temple second and goal from the 1. Pistol set. The give to Mason, the fullback. He's the second halfback. Picks up the touchdown on a 1-yard gain, and Navy out to a 2-score lead with decades remaining in the football game. Check that, the Temple Owls with the 2-score lead. Plenty of time remaining. UCF losing their second consecutive game, falling from grace, losing to Western Kentucky.
And for UCF, they've lost 2 in a row. Western Kentucky gets the W, 30-27.
14-0 in this one, Reese. Love has the ball set, and he looks ready to kick this one deep. He just drills this one.
Couple yards deep into the end zone as Manson brings it out. Almost gets to the 20. They'll call it the 19. That's where Navy's going to take over on their second drive. Opportunity here to get their first points.
To show a little giddy up now, because if they don't start eating into this deficit, they could easily fall out of the game.
3-3-5 defense from the Owls. Navy with the halfback angle to Perry. Picks up a solid 5-yard gain on first down. Now going to be second approachable.
That brings up second and 5. Ball on the 24-yard line.
4-man in front for the Owls. Flexbone set for the midshipmen. Hayes surveys the defense. Quarterback keeper. Stop for no gain. Now going to be third down, 5 yards to go.
That'll make it 3rd and 5.
It's going to end the first quarter. First quarter won by Temple. But remember, folks, winning the first quarter doesn't matter if you don't win the game. Navy on just their second possession.
And we welcome you back to the action here. Just about set to start the second quarter.
5 receivers in play, including a tight end. Hayes in the shotgun set. Back to pass he goes and hits McKinley on the slant. He had room to move, picks up positive yards after the catch, picks up the first down more importantly, and Navy resets on their own 36.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on their own 36.
Shotgun wide trips against the 3-3-5. Handoff to Perry up the gut. He's held up. Looked like the defensive lineman was quasi-blocked into him. The defensive lineman guessed towards his right. The run was to the left, and that equaled a 1-yard gain.
It's 2nd and 9. Ball on their own 36.
4-man front, 3 linebackers, 4-3 defense against the shotgun split big. The give to Perry up the gut. There's a good hole. Bricks wide after the initial contact and picks up a 23-yard gain on his second carry. That's going to go some distance to getting Perry heated up. Maybe now with the ball in Temple territory.
1st and 10. Ball on the 39.
Shotgun Y trips against a 4-man front once again for the Owls. Back to pass goes Hayes. Finds the halfback out of the backfield, but the defender was there quickly. It's going to result in Hayes' first incompletion of the ball game. He's off to a 6-for-7 start. Eleven personnel for Navy, 4-man front for Temple. Richards goes in motion prior to the snap.
He was wide open.
Pressure gets there. Prevents Navy from finding the open man. Now going to be 3rd and long.
If you feel like you're not going to be able to make a play and the defense got you, just give up on that play and get ready for the next down.
3rd down now. They need to get it to the 29. They'll spread the field with 5.
39-yard line, the marker. Navy with 5 wide receivers. Back to pass goes Hayes. Looking, rolls to his left. Evades tacklers, and it's complete on the run to Vince Richards. That's a great play by both the quarterback and the receiver. The quarterback to evade the rush, to throw an accurate pass on the run, and Richards to get underneath it just before reaching the sideline. An important play here in the early going for Navy.
First down, 10 to go.
3-3-5 defense for the Owls. Shotgun wide trips for Navy. Looks like a read option play. They give it to Perry up the gut. He's got a hole, and he's into the end zone for the first points for Navy. With 6:16 remaining in the second quarter, that's almost today's date, but not quite. Navy draws within 1 score. To the uprights it goes, but this ain't Canada. It doesn't count for points. Temple now taking over with the lead. We'll see if they're able to maintain their early momentum or if Navy has a response on defense. 4-4 set for the midshipmen, facing off against a pistol full house. Rayner finds the outside, but defenders are there to contain him. He gains 7, now going to be 2nd and 3.
That'll bring up 2nd and 3.
Second down, and they're going to need about 3 yards to pick up the first.
14 runs and 2 passes for Temple so far. It's another handoff, this time to Baker, the fullback, with his size, able to muscle the defender forwards for a 6-yard gain. Going to be a fresh set of downs for Temple at the 38. Got 2 tight ends on this play for Temple. They've got them arranged sporadically. Russo back to pass, finds Yeboah in the flat, but he only picks up 2, going to be 2nd and 8.
I think the quarterback needs to be a little bit more patient in the pocket. That way he can allow his receivers to get downfield a little bit before he throws it.
.40-yard line, the marker here on Temple's 3rd drive.
It's 2nd down and 8. Ball on the 40-yard line.
Man in motion right to left. Temple back to pass. Looking, finds a man in heavy traffic. Brandon Mack had multiple defenders around him. But on the slant, able to hang on and pick up the first down, and now Temple back into Navy territory.
From the 45-yard line.
Out of the huddle they come.
Temple ups
Navy responds with a three-man front. The give to Rayner. He's got a hole,
He makes his way
and he evades his way forwards for a 13-yard gain. That's going to give Temple a first down at Navy's 32-yard line.
from the 32-yard line.
Van Dunk and the rest of the Navy defense trying to stiffen here at the 31. The give up the gut to Rayner, and he is stopped for a loss of 2. Mike Parrish on the tackle for loss. That's going to put Temple into a second and long situation.
Second and 12 coming up here. Ball on the 34.
Second and 12 from the 34-yard line. Back to pass goes Russo. Goes to the flat. Rayner can't break the tackle. In fact, is stuffed for a 3-yard loss. Now going to be third and long in favor of the midshipman defense.
Here's the 8th play of the series. Throws it to the halfback on the screen. Knocked out of bounds around the 30-yard line.
I know the defense would have liked to have prevented such a big gain, but the important thing is that they held and brought up fourth down.
So the kicker comes out. He'll try to put 3 points on the board. Temple is up by a touchdown. Kicks away. That's a tough break there for the kicker. So our count is still 14-7, Temple. Momentum swings have been fairly even. And with so little separation, this game can be drastically changed on just 1 or 2 plays.
Focus, defense, focus. 10 Boston. 10 Boston.
And he makes it out to about the 31-yard line.
Gain of 1 on the play. That brings up second and 9.
From their own 31-yard line, it's second down.
Let's go, let's go. And we got Mike, number 53. Ready? Blue 45. Blue 45.
Gets it out quickly. Brought down at midfield. And a nice pickup there.
I'll tell you what, the defense gambled a bit here and came with the blitz, and the quarterback showed tremendous poise by making a good read and delivered a nice ball to the open man.
They'll call it exactly the midfield stripe.
First and 10. Ball on the
And it is precisely the midfield stripe where Navy will take over with a fresh set of downs. Shotgun split big. 4-man front. Hayes beginning to get heated up. On the option, picks up, they'll call it 3. Looked like it might have been 3.5, but it's going to result in second and 7.
It's second and 7. Ball on the 47.
The ball resting on the paint of the end. We're at midfield in a one-score football game. Hayes back to pass, looking, finds Perry out of the backfield. He's tackled, but not before he gets a fresh set of downs. at the 40 of Temple. There's 2:22 remaining in the first half. Navy driving.
We've got a 1st and 10. Ball on the 40.
Shotgun split big, 4-man front. Hayes on the keeper, tackled for a 2-yard loss. Going to be 2nd and long.
That'll bring up 2nd and 12.
From the 42-yard line. 2nd down.
42-yard line. Navy coming out in the ace twin tight end set shotgun. Back to pass goes Hayes. Finds Henry, the tight end. Reggie Henry with an 8-yard gain. Going to bring up 3rd and 4. Productive yardage to give them an opportunity here on 3rd down.
They're about 4 yards away here on
3rd and 4. Navy in the shotgun set. Temple responding with the dime. Back to pass goes Hayes and hits the slant quickly. That's faith in your receiver, folks. McKinley with a clutch catch. Had contact immediately, but hangs on for the 1st down. And now Navy with the ball on the 28-yard line of the Owls. Hayes looking. It's deflected at the line of scrimmage. That's going to stop the clock with 44 seconds. It's going to be 2nd and 10.
Second down, 10 to go. Ball on the 20.
Dime set once again for Temple, facing off against this 5-receiver set. And Hayes finds Richards. He's down at the 11. A 17-yard gain by Vince Richards. That's his 2nd big catch for the midshipman. No huddle they go.
In the gun, 5 wide receivers.
Hits Henry, breaks the tackle into the end zone. No, they call him just shy. Navy's not going to have an opportunity to make sure that Temple doesn't get any kind of possession before the half. Eye tight. Twin tight end set, 4 down linemen. Up the gut they go, and we are awaiting an extra point that will tie the football game.
That gives him another touchdown.
And after an early 14-0 Owl lead, the midshipmen battle back to tie the football game just seconds before the half. See other scores around the league. West Virginia in a top 25 battle, leading American Conference defending champion SMU 3-0. 13 seconds before the break. Deep into the checkerboard it goes, and Temple will take over at their 25 with 3 timeouts, but only 13 seconds. Out of the huddle they come. It looks like Temple willing to go to the half, tied. They hand off up the gut to Rayner. He falls forward for a gain of 3. That should be the last play of the half. We've got a 14-14 ball game, folks.
So we've played 2 quarters. We're deadlocked right now at 14.
We're going to pause for a brief break. We'll take 5 minutes and be back to you shortly as Navy will receive the second half kickoff in a tie football game.
And David Pollock here completely locked in on that first half. There is nothing, and I mean nothing, that is more important than turnovers. Now, so far, neither defense has been able to force one in this game, but you never know when that opportunity is going to come up.
No, and people look at turnovers and they assume that it's luck a lot of times, but a lot of times it's preparation. It's being able to know that when certain teams line up like South Carolina back in 2002 in a certain formation where it's Tucson open stud, and they got 3 receivers to my side, and I know it's a rollout pass. As a defensive end, I widened my stance a little bit, came upfield, hit the quarterback as he was throwing it. Next thing you know, the ref signals his hands up in the air, and you get 6 points for it. So you can definitely be prepared, and that's how you force those turnovers.
That's going to do it for David and me here in the studio. Time to get you back to the game. Brad and Kirk ready to take you home in the second half.
close game now as we start the second half.
We'll open the second half with Navy receiving the kick. Perry brings it out of the end zone, gets past the 20 by a half a yard. It's a 22-yard return from a half a yard deep in the end zone. They'll call it the 19, almost an NFL touchback. Navy will take over, 1st and 10.
Clench up a little bit when games stay close well into the second half. You need to stay loose, keep doing what you've been doing all week in practice, and execute when it's time.
5 receivers out. The pass on the drag route to Richards. Another catch by Vince Richards for 5 yards. He's off to a 4 for 60 start. A couple of them have been big. Richards beginning to heat up. Second and approachable from the 24.
Second down and 5. Ball on the 24.
24-yard line, the marker. Thank you, Johnny. We're in season 15 of League 1. We have 10 league members. 2 of them stream regularly. That's Coach Ninja, the coach of Navy. He's calling the plays. I am Coach Spectre, the coach of Syracuse, giving you play-by-play. We trade off. Coach Ninja gives play-by-play for the Syracuse football games. We stream every Friday night, usually without fail, usually in the evening. A doubleheader tonight. Syracuse got a win against Georgia Tech in the opening salvo of the doubleheader. And now in our second game, we're locked in a tight affair in the third quarter. Navy out with a shotgun split big. Temple responding with a 4-man front. Option play, Hayes on the keeper, picks up a good 8-yard gain. Now going to be second and short. Opportunities abound for the Navy offense.
It's second down, and they're about 2 yards away from the sticks.
Close in yardage, close in score, but Navy holds the ball. Second and 2 now, near midfield. Back to pass goes Hayes. Finds the drag route left to right across your radio dial. The tight end Amir Lee picks up his first catch of the game. It's a 4-yard gain. Going to give Navy possession, 1st and 10 on the end.
From the 50, first down.
Hayes heated up. Perry close to it. It's a quarterback keeper by Hayes. He eludes 2 defenders, picks up 6 on first down. Could have been a lot less, but good maneuvering by Coach Ninja gives them 2nd and 4 in Temple territory, trying to take the lead here in their second game in American Conference play. They got their opening win in conference play last week against Marshall. 1-0 in the conference, hoping for better. Handoff up the gut to Perry. Perry picks up 3, going to be 3rd and 1. We are 3 minutes into the second quarter. Or sorry, the third quarter. Navy coming out in the eye tight against a 4-man front. It's a 4-3 defense for the Owls. Machinations at the line of scrimmage. Hayes on the give up the gut to Scott, the fullback, picks up the first down and more. Navy up to 80 yards rushing. First carry by the fullback nets a first down, and now Navy with the football at the 32-yard line of the Temple Owls. Out of the huddle they come. They've got a twin tight end set. It's a shotgun split big against a 4-3 defense. Hayes on the keeper, feeds it to Bright. Bright out to the edge, picks up good yardage on a 22-yard run. Joe Bright down just outside the 10-yard line. Going to be 1st and 10 from about the 11, maybe the 10 and a half. A small opportunity for Navy to gain another first down, but they'd like nothing more than to get a touchdown to take a 7-point lead. We're here in season 15 of League One. Navy with a 1-2 record, 1-0 in conference play, looking to rebound from a couple of early losses to a good Texas Tech team and a user game in this 10-member League One. Hayes on the keeper, gets inside the 5, down to about the 3.5 on a 6-yard carry. Of course, we do have the sliders and the AI jacked up for the CPU. We work with the most difficult settings possible to make CPU games interesting. We hope you find this one interesting. We hope you cheer for the midshipmen as they are on the doorstep of taking the lead. "11 personnel, single back set, shotgun formation." Hand off to Perry up the gut. He's stopped 2 yards short. Going to be 3rd and 1 from about the 1.5. We got 2:27 remaining in the third quarter.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 1.
Spread set once again for the midshipmen. They come out here on 3rd and 1 with multiple receivers. It's the shotgun empty spread. 4 down linemen for Temple. Back to pass goes Hayes, and it's picked off by Thompson in the end zone. He takes a knee. We'll see if he was indeed still in the end zone. He might have been. Looks like by about a half a yard. And the Owls, the home university of the great offensive lineman Trey Edwards, will take over on possession here in the third quarter. They pitch it out to Rayner, and although Rayner got off to a fast start, he's held to a loss of 4 as Michael Onawoha picks up the tackle for loss. Great tackle by the secondary man, puts Temple in a hole at 2nd and 14. Johnny, Temple is a fantastic university. I believe it doesn't get its due. Russo throws out to the flat to Yeboah. He picks up positive yards. It's going to be a 5-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and 9, and the Navy defense hoping to stiffen. Two halfbacks. Russo scrambles to the right, and the defense responds, covers the scramble. Mike Parrish gets credited with the sack, and it's now going to be 4th and 10. And the Owls forced to punt
The snap.
in the closing moments of the third quarter of a tie football game.
It's away and it's a
Good
moving
punt is off. Manson picks it up at the 35, makes a couple of moves, gets across the midfield stripe,
Made a few guys miss on
and just on the other side of the end, Navy will take over at Temple's 47-yard line. They'll call it the 48, might be the 47 and a half.
I think it says something about the quality of the preparation of both teams that we're into the third quarter and nobody's been able to pull away. Both sides.
Shotgun wide trips for the midshipman, 4-down lineman for Temple. Hayes on the keeper, has room to run.
To about the 38.
Quasi eludes a tackler and falls forward for every coach's favorite down and distance, second and short. Gives an opportunity for the coach to call a play that might set up something else for the future. We'll see what Navy does. Shotgun split big. Hayes on the keeper, gets it off to Bright, who picks up more, and off towards the sideline. Bright is tackled, but not before he gains 16. He's got 2 carries for 38 yards, and Navy now in scoring range. Thank you, Rapid Yoshi. We try to provide as good an experience as possible. Shotgun split big once again for Navy, and that's going to end the fourth quarter in a locked contest. Singleback set, 1 tight end, 3 receivers. Out of the backfield, Hayes finds Perry. He's got the first down and more inside the 10-yard line on the first play of the final frame. That's Perry's 5th catch for 46 yards. He's been an effective complement to the offense out of the backfield in the passing game. Spread they go once again. 4-down lineman for the Owls. Hayes finds the tight end Amir Lee, a previous all-conference selection. Amir Lee, a quality contributor to the Navy offense, but that time the defense had a couple of bodies near him, prevented him from gaining yards after the catch. Now going to be 2nd and goal. Navy knocking on the doorstep, 25 feet from glory. Shotgun normal, halfback weak. 4-down lineman for the Owls. The give to Perry up the gut. He meets a couple of defenders. He falls forward for 3. That's going to set up 3rd and goal from the 2.
So here we go. It's 3rd and goal, and they're trying to break the tie.
Spread set once again for the midshipman. Handoff up the gut to Perry. He finds pay dirt, and the midshipmen take the lead. The kick goes through the back of the end zone, and with 388 seconds remaining, Temple takes over from their own 25.
No good. So it's 4 down territory. You obviously have got to do a good job of moving the ball, getting out of bounds, using the timeout.
Temple got off to a fast start, took a 14-0 lead, and Navy has clawed their way back to now lead here in the final frame. The give to Rayner. He finds a hole, gets the first down out to the left side of the 12-yard gain. Temple now with 1st and 10 on their own 37.
1st and 10. Ball on the 37-yard line.
Temple coming out in a pistol set. Navy responding with 4 down linemen. It's a fake handoff. It's a pass to the flat to Baker. There's a flag on the play. Let's see who it's on. They'll call a face mask. That's going to give a fresh set of downs to the Owls, plus 15 yards of field position. That's going to take them out to their own 48. They'll take over on 1st and 10 at that point in the field on the right hash mark. Navy protecting a 7-point lead here with 6:12 remaining.
We've got a 1st and 10. Ball on the 48. They'll line up with 5 wide receivers.
Spread set for Temple. Man in motion. Rayner. It's an option play to the outside edge, and the edge defender able to get him out of bounds and prevent a big gain. It's going to be a 3-yard gain for Rayner. The ball resting at Navy's 45-yard line on 2nd and 7.
Second down, 7 yards to go.
4-man front for Navy. Looks like could be 2 tight ends on the right side there for Temple, and it's effective as Rayner gains the edge, and he's off and running into the paint as Temple ties the game on a 45-yard touchdown run by Tyleek Rayner. Navy will take over with 5:42 remaining following the extra point. That kick could tie the game here late in the affair. It's up and good, and we are knotted at 21. Other action in League One, West Virginia in a non-conference top 25 battle, leading number 19 SMU 20-17. SMU, of course, an American Conference team, a difficult opponent for Navy on their conference schedule every year. That's why the computer displayed the game, showing Navy that SMU still a contender. Indeed, Johnny, we do one spin, one advance to the next week per week on the calendar. We find that allows coaches the opportunity to have a life outside NCAA football. Shotgun split big against a 4-man front. Hayes fakes the handoff up the gut, gets the pass, gets the pitch out to the left side. Bright on the spin move gains an extra 3.5, 4 yards. Falls forward for a 22-yard gain. Bright only has 3 carries, but all of them big. He's got 3 for 60 in tonight's affair. 5.5 minutes remaining in this tie football game. There are 10 members in League One. 10 schools, 10 coaches, 10 users. We can't stream all of the games every week, but we always stream Navy and Syracuse football games. I myself, Coach Spectre, am the head coach of Syracuse. Coach Ninja is the head coach of Navy. And for obvious reasons, we trade off providing play-by-play commentary on each other's football games. A loss of 2 by Quenquiu, captain of Consonants, gets a tackle for loss. 2nd and 12 now on Navy's own 44.
From their own 44-yard line.
There's a brief injury to number 25, Tyler, for Temple. He's out with an abdominal strain. He'll miss the remainder of regulation. 11 personnel, one single back, a shotgun set. Back to pass goes Hayes. Finds Perry on the angle route. He's got room to run. Picks up an extra 12 to 14 yards after the catch. It's a 30-yard gain, and Navy now in scoring range with 4.5 to go. "26-yard line, the marker. It's between the hashes.
Now it's 1st and 10 after the big pass play.
Navy breaking the huddle with a shotgun wide trips. Temple responding with 4 down linemen. Midshipman content to let the clock melt. Handoff up the gut is faked. Hayes on the keeper, gets the first down. He's tackled at about the 10.5. It's going to be 1st and 10, not quite 1st and goal from the 11. Maybe with an opportunity to get a first down, but you know they'd like nothing more than to take the lead in the paint.
First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 11-yard line.
122 seconds remaining. 142 seconds, check that. Ace set for Navy. Hayes on the keeper. Gets positive yardage. It's a 3-yard gain. Going to be 2nd and 7. As we are well beyond the halfway point of the 4th quarter.
They're at the
8-yard line, the marker. 24 feet from glory. Shotgun wide trips. 3-3-5 defense. Hayes drops back, looks, finds his man over the middle. McKinley with another big catch. This one's for 6. It gives Navy the lead. They take a 6-point lead, awaiting the extra point. And Navy trying to take control of this football game. In other American Conference action, top 25 Memphis, a regular contender for the American title, obliterates the Marshall Thundering Herd at home, 55-24. That's a game you'll find later on in Navy's schedule. They will take on the Tigers at some point. Out of the back of the end zone goes the kick, and Temple will take over with 3 minutes remaining, give or take 1 second. Trailing by 7. If you're new to League One action, we do stream on this Twitch channel, usually every Friday night, with the doubleheader of Syracuse and Navy. Shotgun set. Back to pass goes Russo. Scrambles to the right side. He picks up positive yardage, then slides forward. It's a 6-yard gain, going to be 2nd and 4 as the clock continues to move. We thank you for your support. We hope you'll favorite, like, and subscribe to this Twitch channel if you appreciate NCAA football action. It's the pistol set for Temple this time. Rayner on the give. Picks up positive yards, but not the first down. Going to be a big 3rd and 1 here. Well into Temple territory. They're at the 34-yard line. They're going to need to convert this to keep hopes alive.
It's 3rd down, and this offense is
Less than 140 seconds remaining. Shotgun Y offset, 11 personnel. The give to Mack. He breaks the tackle, falls forward, picks up 9, and Temple has a fresh set of downs with 2:05 remaining, trailing by 7.
Thing to try to defend and kind of your traditional offensive attack, but here you got to start worrying about what is this wide receiver going to do. It puts a lot of pressure on the defense and the defensive mind.
Navy giving their defense all the rest they can, taking all 10 seconds to call the play, allowing their defense to catch a breather. That does count for something in this arcade video game. Yeboah picks up the first down on an 11-yard pass out to the flat as Temple continues to drive here in desperation mode inside the 2-minute mark. Navy coming out in the dime set this time, anticipating a pass now that we're inside 2 minutes. Looks like that might be what Temple's doing as Russo drops back to pass, hits Rayner on the screen, can't break the tackle. It's a loss of 1, now going to be 2nd and long. And the clock, the Owls' enemy.
From the 47-yard line.
Barely into the Navy territory as Temple setting up for 2nd and 11. Closing moments of this game. Out of the flat they go to Yeboah. He picks up the first down once again. This time it's a 13-yard gain. And now, with 83 seconds remaining, Temple still has 3 timeouts. They'll break for the huddle, but this commentator expects them to snap it fairly quickly, as time is a factor.
From the 34-yard line, first down.
Shotgun set for the Owls. Back to pass goes Russo, looking, finds a man in heavy coverage. He's able to make the catch. It's a clutch catch by Kenny Yeboah. His third catch on this drive. That brings him to 5 for 44. And now, Temple knocking on the doorstep of Navy's red zone. Just 62 seconds remaining. Man in motion. Handoff up the gut to Rayner. Navy not taken off guard. They hold him to a gain of 1. And that's going to be Temple's first time out. It stops the clock with just 53 seconds left in regulation.
From the 20-yard line, second down. We have less than a minute to go.
Shotgun set, Y set, H-back set. Rayner in the backfield. Man in motion goes Moody. It's a give to Rayner up the gut. He's unable to break the first layer of the defense, but he does get 4. It's going to be Temple's second timeout, and now, with just 50 seconds remaining, it's 3rd and 5. Navy in a quarter defense, anticipating a pass. That's what they get. Russo breaks a tackle. There's a fumble, and Jones picks it up. A massive turnover, and with 43 seconds remaining and only 1 timeout, if this turnover stands, Navy doesn't have to run a play. They can go to victory formation. Massive turnover, the first of the game for the Navy defense. Looks like it's going to result in a midshipman victory. Couldn't have come at a more opportune time. We talked at halftime about Navy holding serve, waiting for Temple to blink. It took until 43 seconds remaining for the Owls to blink. Credit to them, but blink they did. And Navy, opportunistic, waiting for it, ready to take advantage, is going to win the football game, move to 2-0 in American Conference play, thanks to a 28-21 victory over the Temple Owls. A valiant effort by the Owls. But it's going to result in Navy now moving to 2-2, 2-0 in American Conference play. There is another user in the American Conference. That's a late season game. But for now, Navy holds serve. Victory formation. Reggie Hayes taking the knee. And Navy escapes with a 28-21 victory over a game Temple Owls football team. We hope you'll join us next Friday night. We'll take a look after some initial stats at what next week might hold. We'll take a look first at some game stats, see how this game played out. Navy battled back from a 14-0 deficit early as Temple came ready to play. But good coaching by Coach Ninja allowed Navy to rally. Looking at the team stats here, fairly close in yardage. Temple with 225 on the ground. Navy a little bit more balanced, even in turnovers, and that second turnover of the game was massive. Temple was driving, looking to tie the game. They were indeed 12 of 12 passing. But Navy did a good job of protecting the football, didn't have too many turnovers, had the one early, but rallied and won 28-21. Player stats, those that are important. Hayes successfully completed 19 out of 23, an 82% passing rate, 198 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Contributed an additional 57 yards on the ground. Perry, the star tailback, coming off of injury. He came into the game probable. He was able to contribute 5.2 yards per carry. But Bright, Joe Bright, the freshman 83, Navy always does a good job in recruiting, and it paid off here as the freshman 83 halfback, Joe Bright, only had 3 carries, but they were for 60 yards, every single one of them important. Receiving-wise, Perry the halfback, 6 catches for 76 yards, doing his best impersonation of Marshall Faulk. Vince Richards only had 4 catches, but all of them were big. A couple of third down conversions there for 60. You see the scoring summary. Temple raced off to a 14-0 lead in the first quarter, but the second quarter was all midshipmen as they reached the break tied. Again, we talked about Navy waiting for Temple to blink, and it came late. Credit to the Owls. They fought gamely, but blink they did with less than a minute remaining from the 21-yard line. Navy, the recipient of their only turnover of the game on defense, holds on for the 28-21 win. We're now going to take a look at next week's games for Syracuse and Navy. For week 6 of season 15, we have a user game that won't be televised, unfortunately, between Fresno State and Central Michigan. Only the Syracuse and Navy games are able to be broadcast as the 10 members of League 1 stretch across all 4 time zones of the United States. Duke, who is actually a contender for the ACC. We're in season 15, and led by head coach David Cutcliffe, Duke has muscled through, consistently makes bowls, consistently contends for the ACC amongst the likes of Florida State, Clemson, and Louisville, as well as your Syracuse Orange. That will be an exciting game. We see Duke coming in with an A solid defense and a B plus offense. That'll be game 1 of next Friday's doubleheader. Meanwhile, Navy now reaching a bye week. Therefore, next week will only be 1 game. For those of you who are new followers, we usually kick off around 8 to 8:15 Eastern on Friday nights. And with next week being a 1-game affair, Coach Ninja, the head coach of Navy, will provide the play-by-play for Duke Syracuse, an early season indicator in ACC conference play. We thank you for joining us. We hope you have an excellent rest of the week. Kick its ass.